This open letter is for Uncle Sam. Love you, man. But your managers, on the other hand, yeah, they're not really professors, Uncle Sam. When Benjamin Franklin and, the other Illuminati started this business, they didn't think that, somebody like average George Bush would, take such great seats. They couldn't imagine. It's sort of like the chess club getting together and coming up, with put their own chess club society together, and eventually it's like 250 years down the road, that chess club president has become the football coach. Football coach has become the president, or baseball coach, or whatever kind of sports team, minor sports team he owned and operated, which apparently didn't make great strides. So the same way the chess club, the founding fathers of the United States, the way the chess club was put together, have put together society, chess club society, and wrote a constitution for it with 27 amendments through the years. But the point is this: they wrote this, this laws of the chess club for somebody who understands these laws and who wants to abide by these laws because they really believe in the chess club. But if you put the football coach in charge of the fucking chess club, you'd think it's going to turn out well. The football coach can't read the bylaws of the chess club. I'm sorry, Uncle Sam, love you, man, love you, but recently in your history, I guess at least up to Clinton they could read and write well, although Reagan was, that he could read and write because he was he never wrote his own speeches, he never had a thought in his mind. He was an actor. He acted like he's a great thinker. But he followed party line to the letter with a great smile behind it. But the point is this: okay, so up to Carter, presidents were very smart. I can, from what I have read, pretty smart. There were a few shallow ones, but they were pretty smart. But after Carter, starting from Reagan, it went from reality of being smart to pretending to be smart. So Reagan pretended to be smart. He was an actor. He couldn't be very smart, following an acting career as a B-movie actor, it comes and goes. But he could pretend well because he was an actor. So Carter still understood good from bad because he was kind of a chess club kind of guy. Even Nixon was a chess club kind of guy. They were all thinkers. I mean, there were a few fucked up thinkers, but most of them were thinkers. LBJ wasn't, but then Kennedy was forced to pick him as his running mate. But the point is this: it's sort of like it went from a real intellectual taking the seat to a pretend intellectual. A real intellectual, goes from university to the presidency, not from show to presidency, not from Hollywood to presidency, not from university to presidency, not from, you know, not from eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, we have an actor once, and then we have a, you know, showman once, and then we have a, you know, basically anybody who gets advertised on TV, and people buy that advertisement. When people buy it, they vote for it. But it has gone from only allowing the very educated, very great minds in, you know, real chess players should, you know, run the chess club. You know, hopefully chess players with good intentions. Hopefully, you know, not less Nixon, more, you know, Kennedy. Less Nixon, more, I don't know. But the point, Roosevelt, it's like, you know, good guys. But the point is this, still they were all thinkers. After Carter, it became sort of like if an actor could act as a thinker, that's fine too. Okay, what if a governor can act very confident? Okay, that's okay too. Does he have a bachelor's? Does he have a master's degree? Yeah, he does. He's this close to PhD. Okay, well, let him too. But okay, but the point then it became like a, has gone to word association. It's like last name association. Bush. Would you like another Bush? Hey people, would that how was that Bush? Would you like another Bush? It's sort of like, are you shopping for, you know, vacuum cleaners? It's like, you had this last time, it worked for a long time, it was good, so I will buy another, you know, Tyson vacuum cleaner because, you know, the last Tyson I had was good. No. Intellect doesn't work like that. You look at the guy's last job, and if you see the last job that the guy held was not of academic persuasion. It's sort of like, but this is an academic job. Running a big ship is a very academic job. Running a big construct is a very academic job. It's has to be a glorified civil servant. The presidency of any, I'm talking about Uganda at this point. The presidency of Uganda, you know, must be of, you know, is the highest civil servant of Uganda, should be the president of Uganda. And highest civil servant means that, you know, has to be from a very select group of people can run this fucking machine, because, you know, the machine of Uganda, because only these people have the skill set for it. You know, intellect that can hold a lot of information and come to more or less logical conclusions by the information that he has. So if you're not choosing the most intellectual one, what are you doing? If you're given the chance, if you're given the chance of, you know, picking the chief of the tribe, don't you want the most intellectual one? Don't you want to pick from a small group of very intellectual, very intelligent people? Because these guys, you know, if you either have the right answer that doesn't fire back 25 years later, either have the right answer or will look for the right answer that will actually, you know, not screw us in 25 years or 50 years. When I say us, I mean the population of Uganda. We want a leader in Uganda that won't make decisions that 50 years down the road might bite us in the ass. The result of those decisions, because the decisions were not really well thought through. If the decisions are not really well thought through, the decisions may end into disasters. Do end into disasters if they're not very well thought through. But the democracy is basically 25 years down the road. Who cares? The guy is only thinking about 25 days down the road. Okay, democracy, great, love democracy, but which of the senators from 25 years ago take responsibility for, uneducated children? Children who actually, after finishing high school, they still can't read or have difficulty reading. Certainly most not really great thinkers. Okay, I mean, I'm sorry. It's sort of like you would think that my Uncle Sam, the great "we are the leader" kind of a deal, would be giving the wheel to this great ship to somebody who is not an intellectual. You want to put the smartest guy as the chief of the tribe. You don't look for, football managers and baseball managers to be the president. You don't want to look between actors for president. You want to look between professors with 25 years of teaching experience in a university, in a well-known university. You want to have a pool of those to pick from. Have a pool of very intelligent people. Who wants the chief of the tribe not to be intelligent? Please raise your hand. Who doesn't want the chief of the tribe that is living in Uganda, of course? The chief of the tribe of the Uganda, don't they want the smartest guy? Now, when they do pick the smartest guy, Uncle Sam, love you, man. But when they do pick, a smart guy as the chief of the tribe, we are, ready to clap for them. Oh, very nice, very nice. You picked a very smart guy from one of your universities. He's an old professor. Good job. Well, a lot of times. Sometimes in the past, in case of, Patrice Lumumba, we decided, no, the intelligent one, we don't want the intelligent one. Kill him. Put the stupid one in charge, so we, keep the shit down over there. Again, the point is this. Uncle Sam, you want a very intelligent manager to run your thing, your machine, because it's a very delicate machine. And the only place you can find those intelligent enough to run this machine are only found in universities. Not in Hollywood, not in Westwood, not in Dollywood, not in, not in the field of sports, not ex-sportsmen. These do not make a great president. A great president needs to be from the category of, the gentleman professor with so many years of teaching the next generation of that land in Uganda, teaching for 25 years. This guy has been teaching the next generation how to, let's say, wire a car, for example. Doesn't have to be a PhD of specifically a very theoretical field. Even a PhD in a very practical field. You know, how to wire a fucking car. Even this guy, after 25 years of teaching, has shown enough respect to his society to be considered, to be chosen as the president of that society. Period. And he has shown his intellect by becoming very good at that subject. He's at top of his field in that subject. Even if that subject is, you know, soldering, you know, and welding. You see what I'm saying? 25 years a professor, a welder, who has got all the knowledge of that field, first of all, has shown his commitment to his society. One, commitment to his society, not commitment to himself. When people are rich, they have shown commitment in themselves. When people are rich, that means they have served themselves. I'm not sure how does anybody miss this. When people are rich, it means they have served themselves first. You really don't want somebody who always serves themselves first, and then anybody else. That shows a lot of self-interest. You want a professor of college who has shown his commitment to that society by serving others. You're living in a society, you want the guy that has shown commitment to others to be the chief of the tribe. Not the guy that has only shown commitment to himself, i.e. got rich himself. You get rich by screwing others. Simple. You get rich by screwing others. That's as simple as it gets. Something that you could sell, let's make it as simple as possible. You have made it for $1. If you can sell it for $2, and the world is going to be just fine, or $3 or $4, and everything is going to be fine. If you can do that, that's fine. But if you build something, the system allows you to build something for $1, but able to actually sell it for 400, 500. How about 4,000? How about 5,000? That's the whole thing becomes a joke. This whole idea that, folks, you gotta pick these very delicate concepts of running a very well-oiled machine as a state. Of course, Uganda needs to be a very intellectual person. Period. Very intelligent person. Period. And where you find these is not, you don't want, yes, the world of business, the world of money has a lot of intelligent people. But, if the guy is very rich, he has served himself very well. He could have charged $5 for his product. He charged 500, so he became very rich. Yes, that product was an innovation. Yes, it was patented. Yes, he had the right. But the whole idea of putting one first, self first, and charging as much as you can for your product is the real effect of capitalism. Very intelligent people take advantage of that. But these kind of intelligent people, the masters of business, they have, made a lot of money just serving themselves. They gave it as much as they could. They charged as much as they could for their product, their innovation. So that is a little too self-serving for my taste. So again, sports people, no, please. Actors, no, please, no. Uganda, please don't choose actors. Or folks, any kind of academic, high standing in academic field, yes, that should be promoted. And this means if you gotta run democracy with das Kapital, well, those who have the capital have to have the fucking brain to understand that put your money behind very intelligent people. My good friends who have a lot of money who support candidates, please support really intelligent people. And the only place you find these intelligent people are in academia. In academic fields, they're either learning or they're teaching. You do not, no salesmen, no actors, no no salesmen, no sales pitchmen, no, I won't say, and old, yes, old people, at least, if they're old in their field, and what they know in that field is, very substantial, respected by their field, yes, but please, no, it's sort of like, and that's where the trouble starts. People who do not have a great intellect, they're not great thinkers. What are you if you're not a great thinker? You're a cowboy. You have the chess club and you have the football club. Between me and you, if one day all the principals and the principal and all the teachers, don't come to school, who would they put in charge of the school if the teachers could not come in? Would they choose from the chess club, or would they choose from the football club? They know if they choose from football club, it's going to be a party all day long. And would they want that? No. So it's simple. If you have to choose a leader, it has to be from the chess club, not the football club, not the baseball club, not the actors club, not the gymnastics club, not the none of these. I'm just saying, for example, that you want your leaders from chess clubs, people with a long respected history in universities. And that's where and if you choose these people, and if the people are only given the choice of choosing between these motherfuckers, that means that money has to go to these guys. That great money that you have to go, if you business people who have the great money, and you feel you need to support in a capitalist quasi capitalist democracy, well, at least the capital, you have to put it on educated people, and in that way, you corporations, the owners of the corporations, you guys who own everything, you guys also can count on 25 years down the road, your grandchildren would not, be listening to Mambo Jumbo as music. because you didn't spend enough on, because the 25 years ago, the people in charge weren't that bothered about education. So the next generation comes up not very well educated. And I mean, Reagan was the guy who cut taxes, and it was a lot of lack of education. Started not caring about education. It started with Reagan. Mass education. Oh, dude. I mean, you're living in a society and you're not paying attention to the education of the next generation because Javelin missiles cost $150,000, and we need a buttload of them because there are a lot of goats in Afghanistan. We need to blow up some goats. I love you, man. I love you, Uncle Sam. I love you. It's just George Washington would have been, or not George Washington, Noam Chomsky, an academic who's specialized in how the machine works and how you can run the machine so the least suffer. How can the machine be run so the least number of people suffer? He can run the machine. He could have, not that he's about to die, I think, if he is not dead already. But folks, you should not get very emotional when it comes to the system of governance or the system of economy. You should not get emotional, because it's a system of economy, folks. It's not, capitalism is a system of economy. We have many systems of economies. The world didn't start with capitalism, and it will not end with capitalism. Just like it didn't start with capitalism, we had the barter system, and then we had the gold system, and then the silver, and then the copper, and then anything with my picture on it, and then we are where we are at. The feudalism, and then, but the point is this. So I'm trying to say, now we got something they call capitalism. Whoever has got more money has got a bigger penis and can choose the leader. Well, you guys who have the big money and obviously have a big penis, please put your money behind people who are very intelligent academically, only academically. Republican Party especially, you guys have just thrown some Hail Marys, and my lovely American folks have catched those Hail Marys. I mean, throwing out George W. Bush in the ring with Al Gore, and having George, even if it was close, let's say it was close, and let's say George Bush won. Okay, fine. It shouldn't have been close. It shouldn't have been close. And so when you see this like that, and apparently people, like to look in the mirror and see themselves in the mirror, and when the people get a little less educated, they want to see somebody, and they see a less educated person in the mirror, and they don't want to feel offended. So if a more educated person, between a more educated person and less educated person, they choose the person who more resembles them. So they choose the less educated person. So, I mean, when Reagan started, not giving a damn about education, many years later, and cuts taxes. No, 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 we don't care. No education, no welfare, no. Go out, live in the trees. We don't care. Okay. Then when it comes in election between Al Gore, an educated, guy who, had done some research in his life, at least, academic research, has read some papers. Between him and Bush, I'm not sure if he has read any papers through. It's not that he's a bad guy. I love George Bush. He's a good guy. He's a brother. Dude, I don't want my brother as the chief of the tribe. I want the chess club president as the president of the Uganda. You see what I'm saying? It's sort of like, yeah, my brother, I love to have a beer with you. You seem like a down-to-earth kind of guy. But no, I don't want, the chief of the Republican Party should not even give that option to people to put just my bro as the chief of the tribe. The donors of the Republican Party should only give if there are some good academics. Even if you have different ideas about how the economy should be run, less socialism and more capitalism, even if you have those ideas, let one of your academics have one of your academics become the candidate of that you send in along for the final showdown with the Democrats. At least that candidate has to be a very, one of your intellectuals, one Republican intellectual. Bring Ayn Rand or whatever, but the guy who's teaching Ayn Rand in university and likes it and believes in it. Okay, please come on in. You see what I'm saying? The guy who's teaching it and he believes it and he's been teaching it for 20 years, 25 years, they say, yeah, okay. You want to put this system in practice, please. That's the whole idea, that you want left or right, that doesn't matter. Just the guy has to be smart, academic. And unfortunately, since Reagan didn't stop paying for education and welfare and everything else to keep the society's pants up, so the society's pants fell down, and by election between Al Gore and a smart guy and George Bush, the average George, the society preferred to see George Bush because they saw themselves in George Bush. You apparently this is how democracy works. This is how election works. That you want to see yourself in the candidate, i.e., he says what you think. He says what you say, or he says what you think. In such a case, right here, in such a case, you need to put an academic in charge. Somebody who understands things, have depth. Let me put it this way. An academic is, when I say academic, by the point of putting an academic in charge is that the academic has seen one thing in depth. So he is of an idea that things have depths. things are not just black and white. Things are not, you know, things are more pink and orange, pink and red, and more nuance. There is more nuance. An academic understands nuance and understands that he has to get along with others, you know, play nice so shit doesn't hit the fan. Everybody can stop playing nice. Everybody can do that. Everybody can stop playing nice, but the whole point is you be of such an intellect to understand the depth of issues, not a ball in the china shop. That means no football coaches, no baseball coaches, no great businessmen, no, please, my Republican friend, no Dick Cheney. No Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney was a lineman. A lineman, for those of you who don't know, is a guy who hangs heavy lines, electrician who is mostly, in a construction, very heavy duty, hanging in high voltage line out in the middle of nowhere when there is more new electric lines needs to be erected. So that was the beginning of his career. Good for him, but that he rose to such power. But my point is something else. My point is that he was not interested in knowledge from the early on, and he was just because doing line work paid good money, and he was like, okay, fresh air, good money, why not? I'm good with that. But that wouldn't make a great thinker. And great thinkers don't do short-term things, don't gamble, don't do these. They just don't, because they have more productive things to do with their time, and if they have money. But that's the thing. You want the guy in charge who values information, academia, values education, and does not value spitting on other people and kicking them in the ass. That's a bad guy. Sometimes people need to get kicked in the ass, but that wouldn't be the first option. You see, when cowboys find their way into, being the chief of the tribe in Uganda, of course. When cowboys find their way in to become chief of the tribe, as in like some of these really warlords that have become, presidents. Yesterday I was warlord. I killed more people from the other side, so today I became the president. I am the president. Great. So this guy, what kind of president you think is going to be? The same bloodthirsty, ass kicker that he was as a warlord. What's the point? Are we going forwards or are we going backwards? No, we should take off our pants and wrap a little cloth around our waist and go back to singing around the campfire. We don't want to go backwards. We want to go more civilized, become more civilized, not less civilized, more civilized. And to become more civilized, you need a really civilized leader at the top. And who are civilized? People who have gathered a lot of information. Have gathered a lot of information and have thought and have interacted people and 25 years of teaching experience is exactly what you want. That means the guy has interacted with a bunch of people for a very long time and not too many problems. You want such a guy. You want such a guy. Sort of like, this is it. This is what we want. A guy who can use his brain to interact with so many people in the university for such a long time and raise the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. After so many years, we want such a person because he cares for this society. And he cares for information because he has gathered so much of it. He knows so much about his field. Not an actor. Love you, Uncle Sam. Your managers should be from academia. My Republican friends, please, if you... I'm not sure how you have to pull this one off, but my rich friends in Republican Party, we're not sure how you're going to pull this off, because you understand, you guys who donate to the Republican Party, you understand you need intelligence in that seat. So whoever you donate to, donate to intelligence. So okay, I'm not going to donate until I see a couple of options from academia in this fucking pool, and you have to, whatever you have to do with your voters to convince them that the guy from academia, or you might just put a sign up and say, if you don't have a PhD with 25 years of teaching experience, you may not apply to become a Republican candidate. I don't care if he has taught Ayn Rand. This can't be worse than Ayn Rand. Every man for himself. Even that, he has to, be teaching, have been taught that for the past 25 years. And happy classes year after year. If you put your money behind that and say, okay, we want this. Intelligent people. Because this war, here is the thing, my friend. Uncle Sam, you know this, I'm just telling your managers. Or Uganda, I'm telling the Ugandan managers. A war is never beneficial. Under no circumstance war is beneficial to either party. Both sides suffer. More or less, yes. Japan suffered, but a lot of poor pinkskins also died. Why? There is not enough room for everybody. You can fill your planet with skyscrapers and you will still have room. That's no problem. Just make sure your food technology catches up. But the point is this: stop preventing abortion, stop preventing reproduction, and your numbers will come down and everything will be fine. And intelligent people, educate your people and your numbers will come down. Educated people don't reproduce much. And that's a good thing. You want less of you on the planet. 8.5 billion, you don't have 8.5 billion, eagles in the world. And that's a much smaller animal, with a much smaller footprint. Humans have very large footprints at current conditions. But folks, you need democratic side has been, whatever intelligence has come out was from democratic side. It's like at least these motherfuckers are sending above average IQs. Clinton, Obama, Biden his age makes up for his IQ. But the point is this: the Republicans every time has been, word association, and okay, we had the father, let's put in the son, see how the voters want it. It's like, are you serious? You don't have, candidates that you can front from academia, from the universities, from information aspect of life. You front when I say you front when I say Republican Party, when I say you front, I mean the donors. I mean, you gotta have a say in who your money is going to. Do you really want your money going towards, promoting a football coach? Yes, he knows the secret handshake, but that doesn't make for the fact that he is not a great thinker. And when things come up, great thinkers can always come up with better answers than less great thinkers. But just as simple as that. Intellectuals can always come up with better answers to issues that arise than non-intellectuals. For example, an alien landing would be handled by, a cowboy as a shooting practice. Let's see how many of these motherfuckers we can kill. But with an intelligent, president, at least, he would hide his gun behind his back and try to see if he can, get away with shaking the guy's hand. Bring your gun, but, hide it behind your back to see if maybe we can, shake and not shoot. That's the difference. That's as simple as that. That if you have intelligence as in the leadership, you will get a good result, and if you have less intelligent intelligence in the leadership, well, you're gonna get into a nuclear war with the alien. It's sort of like it's gonna end bad, because it's in intelligence, intelligence. It goes a long way, and it's understood that okay, things always have answers, and there's no reason for war. Questions always have better answers than war. Any question always has a better answer than war, than even not talking to each other. Not talking to each other is a childish thing. We talk till tomorrow morning. We talk till when next Wednesday. We talk to next year next Wednesday. We talk for years. That's how, here's the thing, Uncle Sam. I love you, man. If you want to change people, if you think the way people are, a certain guy, a certain nation, a certain group of people, a tribe in fucking central Amazon, if you think this tribe if you think your influence, if you think, Uncle Sam, my lovely friend, if you think your system is better, well, by trading with them, if you say our system is better and you should look like us because we are better, we got it right, democracy. Okay, for that, the more you talk and the more you trade and the more your people go over there and their people come to your place, and the more you give and take, the faster you're going to exchange your culture with them, and they will get the better culture. There's no reason to go to war with anyone. You say they don't understand you? So, you say North Koreans don't understand you? You have issues? Say no sanctions. No sanctions. We want to send in tourists. We pick up all the sanctions if you allow us to send you tourists. 1 million tourists a year. You think 1 million tourists can pass through a fucking country in a year and not that country would not be affected by it? Love you, Uncle Sam, but in fact, those countries that you think you don't understand each other, you start developing this, your tongues become tied. It's simple. Send more people there and accept more of them in your place. That's the end of the story. They become more like you. They will also, it's an exchange of culture. It's an exchange of viewpoints. So, but since you say your viewpoint is better, your system is better, whatever the system is, whether it be economic system, and it was about capitalism better than communism, and now it's about democracy better than whatever shit you got over there. Well, trade with them, exchange people with them. The more you do it, the more you have a better understanding of each other. Just as simple as that. In fact, those countries that you think you're starting to not understand each other, you should increase trade with them, not decrease trade. Oh, we have we are having a misunderstanding. Okay, we trade more. We want to send more tourists over here. Bring the price of their ticket down. Subsidize the ticket prices for this country. We want more tourists going into Mongolia. We want more Americans going into China. We have an issue with China. We think we are miscommunicating. We want more Americans going and seeing China. And we want more Chinese coming and seeing America. But by so publicly arresting that Chinese woman in Canada, so publicly, such a highly positioned person, respected person in China, dude, you're doing the opposite. You're telling the other Chinese that, yeah, we don't respect you. We don't want you here. Well, you're having a miscommunication with them already. The less you talk with them, the worse the miscommunication is going to get. You don't, it's a miscommunication. They're worried about you, you're worried about them. In such a situation, the answer is more talking, more trade, not less. But when you have Mr. Lovely Man Trump in charge, he sees that, oh, we have a misunderstanding with them. Fuck it. Stop trading with them. Stop talking with them. You have a misunderstanding with them. Stop talking with them. Do you think the misunderstanding is gonna go away because you stop talking with them? No, the misunderstanding is gonna get worse. Since when not talking solves any problem? And not trading solves any problem. In fact, the more trade, the more talk, and any kind of problem with anybody, any nation, means the more trade with someone, the more talking with someone, less issues. That's why you have friends and then you have people you don't know. It's like friends, you talk more, you communicate more, and people you know less, talk less, communicate less, and people you don't know at all because you haven't never communicated with. So this whole idea of no, with Cubans, we are not going to even talk. Fuck you. What is has it helped? Has it helped in either part, either side? I kind of doubt it. There are a lot of psychological issues involved here with people and back and forth. It hasn't helped anybody. Folks, not talking, not communicating, not trading, sanctions, no, fuck you, and they're being close to war or war. What problem does that solve? Yeah, Raytheon is gonna sell more missiles. I'm sorry, Raytheon, I love you, but maybe you wanna, invest more in space technology, my Raytheon friends. Colonize space. Stop destroying Earth. Use your technology, go into a space business and close down your arms business. Because as long as you guys produce arms, these guys are going to, elect cowboys, and cowboys are going to use those arms. Again and again and again and again. Oh, fuck.